Hi, everyone. This is Cindy at the Simmons Foundation, and we wanted to do an interview today with Naseem Humanrad, who we've been working closely with. Naseem, thank you for making time for this conversation. Why don't you introduce yourself to our group?
Thanks, Cindy. Hi, everyone. My name is Naseem. I am currently leading a project with the Foundation called the Holistic Healing Collective Care Project. I am a social worker, have been in the field of domestic and sexual violence and immigration for the last 13 years. I'm currently a Reiki master, a coach, and a consultant for our local nonprofits here in Houston.
You have so many talents, Naseem, and we're thrilled to be connected with you and for you to be a part of this project. So how long have you been living in Houston, and what is your favorite thing about living here?
I was born and raised in Austin, and I moved to Houston in high school and then left again for college and grad school. So I've now been back for about 10 years. And I can happily say that Houston is now home to me. I consider it home. And my favorite thing is that there's always something to do. Like Houston is a never-ending, bucket list to explore, to eat, to learn. So I've really been enjoying my time and journey here in Houston for sure.
That's awesome. Yes, I definitely agree. There is a lot to do here. You'll never be bored. Awesome. Well, so you've been working on this project for the Simmons Foundation's current grant partners, the Holistic Healing and Collective Care Project. And before we dive into the details of that, I think it would be helpful to kind of talk a little bit about what healing justice means to you. So if you wanted to share a little bit about what it is.
Yeah. Being part of this project has really expanded my definition and really refined for me what healing justice means to me. Um, to me, it's a journey of discovery between the self and the world outside of oneself. To create justice within one's personal being and how that then translates and manifests externally. After all, we make up all of our systems and organizations, so we're not separate from that. So we can also unknowingly perpetuate injustice in our own minds and bodies, in our own lives. And so healing justice, as much as I initially began seeing it as very much an external process, I've really brought it inward, and I see it so much more personally, but that it has its benefits and its effects outside in our communities, in our organizations, and our movements. There's a sense of empowerment in making decisions about our well-being when so much of life is out of our control, and we've really experienced that this last year. So when our whole world is crumbling or rocking sideways, we can always turn inward, relying on our tried and true methods of self-care to really shift that. And so to me, this is what heals and transforms the world outside of us, from our families, our agencies, to the communities, to the world.
Yeah, I love that. From the inside to the outside. And yeah, I agree. It's important to address both aspects. I love that. Beautifully said. And so related, to kind of the healing justice concept, that's how this holistic healing collective care project came to fruition. I mean, a lot of it was your thought leadership, of course, with like Naseem. Go forth and dream up, big dreams related to this in terms of how we could support our grant partners. So could you share a little bit about what the project is and kind of where it's at right now?
Yeah, so healing is not a one-size-fits-all phenomenon, and mainstream healing modalities like therapy and counseling, which are incredible resources, offer one of many avenues towards self-care and self-responsibility of the mind, body, and spirit. And so this project really aimed to expand that conversation and the understanding of the different modalities available in being able to take care of ourselves and being able to take care of one another. With the pandemic and all the things that ensued this last year, this really became such an important opportunity to be able to take care of our frontline workers and our organizations that are actively working in our communities, working towards justice. And to me, that has been such a key and important piece of this project, is that we're actually giving those who are doing the work the opportunity to take time, organizations to understand what it looks like for their staff to be able to take care of themselves. And so through this project, we've been able to cultivate and expand a network of healing practitioners of color in the Houston region to provide care in response to the stressful impacts of the pandemic. And with that has allowed us to tap into all sorts of modalities such as yoga, energy healing, Tai Chi, Ayurveda, tapping. We've had all sorts of workshops on self-care, meditation, breath work, and mindfulness. And so this has provided individuals and organizations the ability to access holistic health and to have each person really begin to explore their own sense of self and what they need in really trying times as they continue to serve others.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I remember one thing that really stuck out to me recently that you shared was that beautiful heart-shaped word cloud. Based on, after every class, participants would get a survey on how it went, how they felt. And I think that encapsulated the beauty of this project so well, just to see how everyone was feeling, all those positive words on there. And so I guess on a related note, that makes you feel really good. And I wanted to learn a little bit more about how your work gives you purpose. Like, you have those beautiful moments like that, but I know there's a lot more to it as well.
Absolutely. That moment really kind of encapsulated for me what gives me purpose. Knowing that people are being impacted and transformed and in the process of healing is what gives me purpose. And my commitment is in the discovery of how powerful we truly are. And to know that requires us to dive deeper into getting to know who we are at a core level. And that means unlayering all the things that have separated us from that true essence we came into the world with. And I'm seeing that happen in this project and in my work. And for me, that gives me a reason to keep going deeper in myself, because I see that that's the way of it creating the pathway to guide others to do the same. And in that space and place, that's when we really will create the possibilities of healing within social justice movements, within marginalized communities, within the society at large. It just has that domino effect that impacts so much more than we'll ever know.
Yeah, and I love that point you're making too. Like, this isn't just one other additional thing people added onto their plates, right? Like, this work is personal. It is being in that relationship with yourself and getting to know yourself better. And so, one, we're very grateful that you've been helping us with this body of work. And secondly, right, you're a person too. So I would love to hear from you. Like, I know you're a healing justice practitioner. What is your favorite way to decompress?
So at the start of the pandemic, what was a huge surprise to me that opened up with everything kind of shutting down and slowing down, I was moved to get creative. I've never been a painter, but I discovered the art of pour painting. And I have one of my pieces here.
Ooh, that's
And
beautiful.
I discovered this art form that I had no idea lived within me. And as a recovering perfectionist, it gives me the ability to just let go, knowing that I have no control over where that paint goes and what gets created out of it. And so that has been one of my just so fulfilling self-care practices that I've discovered this last year, to kind of get me out of some of the other boxes and get me into a place of just literally flow and color and creation.
I love it. It's so great. Yes, it is an art learning how to let go. And I mean, they're beautiful. I follow you on Instagram and I get to see how you make these creations, and it's incredible. I'm so glad that you discovered that and you fully embraced that during the pandemic.
Full baked, I found painting.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So I know you have your own consultancy, I guess is the right word for it, Find Love Within. And, you know, like I mentioned at the beginning, you have so many talents and gifts that you share with the world. Not just, you know, you're a consultant, you also now do your pour painting. You do a lot more than that. So I wanted to ask you, like, how can people learn more about your work and stay connected with you?
Absolutely. So I can be found through a few different avenues. My website is findlovewithin.me. And in there really encapsulates all the things that I do. I do a variety of things: Reiki energy healing, coaching, consultancy, as well as photography, and now pour painting. I'm also on social media, Find Love Within on both Facebook and Instagram. And Mystic Pour is my page for painting, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, and Etsy.
Awesome. We'll make sure to put those handles in our YouTube video description below so that people can follow. And thank you, Nassim. I really appreciate you taking time to share more about who you are, your personal connection to your work, and everything that you're doing, helping in the social sector. We're super grateful to be in connection with you and look forward to doing more work together.
I am so thankful. Thank you, Cindy and Simmons, for this opportunity. Love being part of this.